Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the third class for consignment. First class was all the concept, how to calculate three types of commission. I'm doing revision for all of you. Normal commission, Del Reader commission, wherein the bad debt responsibilities of the buyer. Okay. And third, what we have done is overriding commission. I have asked you to sell in 52. If you are selling in 55, 3 rupees extra profit, what you are giving on selling price above decided. In that 25% or whatever rate given will be your commission. Okay? So now, what is it? What am I saying to all of you? We have learned how to calculate the commission. How to value the closing stock? Closing stock is with consignee. Original cost. Cost all the expenses of the consigner add. Consignee's non-recurring one-time expenses you add. Just one time. What you are incurring till the goods reach the godown. Recurring like godown rent and all don't include. Now, if there are goods lost in transit or goods are still in transit, what all cost you will add? Cost of the consigner, add to it the consigner's expense. That's it. Once goods reach the godown of the consignee, and then if there is loss, what all you will add? Original cost, consigner's expense, consignee's non-recurring expense. This is not something buttified. This is a logical understanding after attending first class and doing stepwise problems. Yesterday, what we have done is we have just practiced to get a control over the consignment account. Tell me, is the format in front of you? I'm not sharing the screen. Screen में share नहीं कर रही हूँ. आपके सामने है या नहीं? Consignment account debit, goods sent to consignment. Immediately if there is a return. Consigner's expense. Consignee's all expense, recurring, non-recurring. This side sales. When you write sales, immediately calculate the commission. Now, is there any loss in transit? Still in transit? Abnormal loss in the godown of the consignee? Write it. If there is a normal loss in the godown of the consignee, the normal loss is like absorbed by good units. Quantity kam hoga, cost to kuch nahi rahega. And then we have the closing stock. So like this, we get the consignment account profit. Format is clear or not? Ekdam speed aane ke liye we have done. Anyone in the class is not understanding 1% of what revision I am doing, ask. I am looking at the chat box and you are allowed to unmute and speak also. Pucho. Huh? Samajh mein aaya ya nahi? Consignment account, because now I am starting is the goods which are sent on consignment, and in that specifically we will do the questions with loading. Okay. So now what is this loading concept? I am starting with today's class now. Okay. Sharing the material. I gave you all 2 homeworks also. Have you done those 2 homeworks? Answers also I have given. Those who have not written the answer can write it now also. 13th problem ka answer likh lo. Mars. Yeah, if you have any doubt, you can message me. I have discussed it also yesterday. Write down the answer, please, for 13th problem. Yeah, mute you, please. Who has joined? With Redmi, write your name also. Revision is clear or not? What I have done now. 14th problem also I gave the answer. Write down there is a loss of 5342. 15 is all combined. We'll see. Baad mein karenge. Abhi I am starting with first class was concept. Yesterday was practice. And now same practice with loading we are doing. Okay. That means what is this loading or profit and all? We are sending the goods to consignee with profit. Means purchase and profit. Sales at profit. So GP तो आएगा ही नहीं. So purchase loading we have to reverse. Sales though always it is with profit. And closing stock we have to reverse. Just two additional entries are there and we are doing some more problems. Why do we do like that? We send the goods to consignee with loading, so he doesn't know what is my cost and what is my profit margin. It may also be noted that invoice price need not necessarily be same as selling price unless the consignor directs the consignee to sell the goods at invoice price. When goods are sent at invoice price to ascertain the correct profit, the items are recorded at invoice price. Yes. Opening stock at invoice price, goods sent at invoice price, goods returned at invoice price, and closing stock is also at invoice price. 1 second, 1 second. Yes. Now see. To eliminate the profit, consignment account credit to goods sent on consignment debit being profit included in the goods sent. And to eliminate the profit on closing stock, why we are doing all will be clear when we do one good problem. Consignment account debit to consignment stock reserve. Okay, we are reversing the profit and in opening stock, closing stock and goods sent. Yes, goods returned. Now look at this format. Look on the screen. Goods sent is suppose 100. Loading or profit may be 20% on cost, 20% on selling price. How to make this equation? We have already studied in inventory chapter. So suppose after adding loading, I am sending you at 120. So goods sent on consignment. Here you write down 120. Goods sent on consignment. Here you write down 120. And reverse the loading. You may be saying, ma'am, to fir 100 hi likhna chahiye na. I am reversing the loading. The other person knows I am sending in 120. In that my margin is 20 rupees, 30 rupees, what they don't know. Is this clear to all of you? So goods sent on consignment 120 and this side it is 20. Now, consignor's expense to bank, consignee's expense to consignee I have to reimburse bad debt. If del creator commission is not there, other all the commission, sales, goods damaged, destroyed, closing stock. Now, goods sent are at 120. So I got it 20 loading reversed. And closing stock is also at 120. If I write my own stock, dear student, lying with my consignee at 120, higher the closing stock, higher the GP, higher the NP. I am inflating the profit. So 20 rupees I should reverse the loading. 20 rupees I should reserve consignment stock reserve. Some of you may be having doubt, ma'am, you have not written. Can you please write this in your textbook here only? If there is any opening stock, तो उसका स्टॉक रिजर्व यहाँ आएगा, वैसे नहीं रहता. In consignment you don't have with opening stock problem, but in case. So last two classes and today's class, what is the additional difference we are doing? Goods sent are sent at loading, reverse the loading here, and closing stocks loading also reverse it here. Got it? Yes. So with this, let us take up some problem with the invoice price. But before we start, don't you think it's very, very important that we make the equation correctly? If profit is 20% on cost, let cost be 100. If it is on 20% on selling price, let selling price be 100. Okay? So 16th problem we are doing right now. For practice, this is a concept grouping problem to calculate the invoice price and loading properly. Okay, right? Let us do it right now. Problem number 16. Just for the practice of the equations we are doing. Okay. Calculate the invoice price and the loading. If goods sent are 120, they are invoiced at cost plus 25%. Enjoy this calculation and practice for inventory chapter, for consignment chapter, for final accounts of the proprietor, for partnership, and many more chapters in inter and final. Equation बनाते आना चाहिए. School days से आप सीख रहे हैं. Cost plus profit is equal to selling price. So if the goods are invoiced at cost plus 25%, or they are invoiced at 25% above cost, or if they are invoiced at 125% of the cost price, or if goods are sent 120 and they are invoiced to give a margin of 20% on the selling price. So different languages, we will just practice to have a grip on this problem. Equation बनाएंगे. चलो, over to your notebook. I have to teach you in the books of consignment also. वो भी करेंगे. Problem number 16. I am giving the heading as loading equation, dear students. We are practicing how to make the loading. Just simple bits are there. First is goods are invoiced at cost plus 25% loading is the invoice price on which I am sending to my consignee. So if cost is 100, loading is 25% of the cost, 125. Goods are sent at 1,20,000. Calculator. I hope you all are getting, or explain करूं या clear है? If profit is 25% on cost, let cost be 100, profit be 25, selling price be 125. Okay. Now what is loading? 120 into 25 divided by 100. 30,000. So the invoice price is 1,50,000. You have to make a working note like this, dear students. Comfortable writing. Are you all correlating this? याद आ रहा है नहीं? Inventory में भी किए थे. Now goods sent are 240 and this time goods are invoiced at 25% above cost. 25% above cost means same. Same. Equation is same. Go on doing this. This is all just for practice. 25% above cost. So 125. And this time cost is given to you 240. 60,000. And this is invoice price is 3 lakh. So instead of writing 240 on debit side, goods sent to the consignee, goods sent on the consignment, we will write 3 lakh and loading we will reverse. This is the presentation. Goods sent, and every time they are giving 240. Dear students, if they give you equation and if they give you invoice price, can you reverse calculate 240 also? Anything you should be able to calculate. Cost plus loading is invoice price. This time invoice price is 125% of cost. Cost is 4,80,000. 4,80,000. 120. And now 6 lakhs. Cost के ऊपर ही 25% है, but the cost is 480. Are you seeing? 120, 240, 480. जैसे जैसे the cost is changing, the loading and the invoice price are also doubling. And last one is very interesting. Mark it important. Goods are sent, cost plus loading or profit is the invoice price. Goods are invoiced at a margin of 20% on sales. Invoice price. Invoice price pay 20%. Are you all writing these examples? See, concept gripping problems are clear. Then yesterday's class was smooth or not? Invoice price is 100. Loading is 20% on this. So cost is how much? 80, dear students. So this is 1,20,000. ठीक है, 80 and 20 और ये 120 हो गया आपका, तो कितना होगा? 1,80,000 में 20, तो 120 में कितना? 120 into 20 divide by 80. Are you all calculating with me? 30,000. So that is coming to 1,50,000. 1,50,000. Take your time. Last one is clear or not? Profit is 20% on the invoice price. So cost is 80. 80 में 20 profit है, तो 120 में कितना? Like this you have to calculate. All right. So once you know how to make the equation, you can go super smooth. Rest all the consignment account is same. 17th problem you can do as homework. Because you need it, do it, do it. आप अगर घर में करते हो नहीं आ रहा है तो पिक्चर निकालो आपके नोटबुक का और वॉइस नोट के साथ भेजो. Goods are sent 150 invoice price and they are invoiced at a margin of 20% on invoice. 80 and 20 and 100. 20% on 100 or cost, or this time invoice price is given to you. So cost will be how much you will have to calculate. One second, dear students. ठीक है? With loading, is the concept clear to you? Chalo. One second. I'll go to the question. So for the first one, the answer is 1,50,000. Invoice price आपको दिया है, तो cost will be 120. Write and presentation करो. And second one may be invoice price is given to you. That is 3 lakh. The cost is coming 2,40,000. Nice. All right. Sure. Let us take up same problem now. Same consignment problem, but with loading, 2 more entries will come. 2 more entries will come. So let us take up the consignment account with 2 more entries. Rest all calculations and everything will be same. ठीक है? 18th problem करते हैं. चलो. Saturn entered into consignment. Goods are consigned 10,000. Pro forma invoice adding 25% to cost. Indicator, ma'am, equation is 125, 125. Expenses of consignor. Yes. Saturn drew the bill. They accepted. Expenses by consignee. Unloading charges, clearing charges, carriage. Bus. This much we will take for stock valuation. For writing the consignment account, to take everything. This same problem we have done without loading also. So you can compare that and this. Goods are sold. Consignee collects full payment except 200 units. Acha, bad debt we are not going to work out also this time, because we are paying Delc Reader commission 2% and normal commission 3%, mila ke 5%. We are not bothered, dear students. Bad debt is your responsibility. If I am not paying Delc Reader, then in my books, consignment account debit to consignee, I will reimburse the bad debt. Okay? So in the books of Saturn, consignment to earth account. 18th problem. Problem number 18th करते हैं. In the books of Saturn. Consignment to Earth account. Consignment to Earth account. Format is exactly same, dear students. Try to do it little quickly now. कुछ नया नहीं पढ़ा रही except two loadings. Earth account साथ ही में बना लो, followed by working notes. Please write the equation in working note 1. Goods are sent at cost 100 plus loading 25, invoice price 125. Write it. Anyone in the class is having any doubt, then ask please. Chalo. First, goods are sent 10,000 units at 25. 2,50,000. Goods consigned at 10,000 into 25. The pro forma invoice was made by adding 25% to the cost. Goods are consigned at 25. Consigned means it will be this price. Consigned at 2,50,000. It's not cost. Cost में तो add होगा, but they are consigned at 25. 10,000 into 25. Invoice price. So can we reverse calculate? 125 में 25 loading है. 250 में कितना होगा? 1/5. 50,000. तो cost कितना होगा? 2 lakh. I want all of you to make this working note 1, please, first. Cost is 2 lakh, loading is 50,000. Invoice price is 2,50,000. Nice, clear to all of you. Consignment account debit. Invoice price. Just 1 second, I'll be back. Huh? Please write down. Ask me if you have any doubt. What did you say? Goods sent on consignment, take it at invoice price, dear students. In exam, if cost is taken, don't take it like that. Take it on invoice price only. Okay, you want me to explain again? No problem, I will. See, read the problem. एक काम करते हैं ना, कोई problem नहीं है. Concept पढ़ रहे तो अच्छे से पढ़ो. ये देखो. Goods are consigned at 10,000 at 25. Pro forma invoice was made adding 25% to cost. Pro forma invoice के साथ जब हम goods भिजा रहे हैं, they are consigned at 10,000 into 25. Means when I'm sending to you 10,000 to 25, 10,000 multiplied by 25 per unit, it is including 25% profit on cost. Did you read now with me? So, what is the equation? 25% loading on cost. So, invoice price is 125. पहले exam में इतना बना लेना. Now, invoice price which is included in the pro forma invoice is 250. Now, 125 में 25 profit है. 2,50,000 में कितना? Dear students, ऑनलाइन क्लास में ये प्रॉब्लम होती है. I feel I am calculating, you are calculating. If you are not following my calculation, ask. In 125, 25 is the profit. In 250, question mark. So 250 into 25 divide by 125. Calculate and so making the equation is clear now. 2,50,000, 125 में 25, 250 into 25 by 125. So how much is it coming? 50,000. Now is it clear? Those who all are asking doubt. राहुल और सब लोगों के लिए क्लियर है. 250 में 50,000 is the loading. तो cost कितना होगा? 2 lakh. This is the same thing we have done, dear students, in inventory chapter. And I am doing purposely because ऐसा नहीं है मैम तब पढ़े तो अब समझ में आ ही जाएगा. When things are repeated in your books means they are double important. Read it again. चलो, goods sent are 250. Immediately, can we reverse the loading? Buy goods sent on consignment, 50,000 loading, reference number, working note 1. Working note 1. अच्छा है, क्लियर है या नहीं? Now, चलो next we will continue. Expenses of consignor. Consignment account to bank, my own expense, 47,500. Now, consignee's expense. Take all the expense. Bills of exchange we have drawn, you accept it, but that will not come here. But yes, that will come here. Sorry, read the third point. Read the third point. We have drawn the bill. Saturn, we have Saturn. Saturn has drawn the bill on Earth and the bill is accepted and we have discounted. But bills receivable account debit to Earth to aayega na. How much bill we have drawn and they have accepted? 50,000. Next. Now, consignment account debit to consignee expenses. 4,900, 3,900, 1,000, 1,450, 5,000, 10,000. 4,900 plus 3,900 plus 1,000 plus 1,450 plus 5,000 plus 10,000. 26,250. 26,250 is the total expense consignee you have incurred. I will reimburse you by consignment. Bracket में expenses. 26,250. 26,250. चलो. Goods sold by the consignee, this side, by consignee, party to sales. We can write the name over here और करके लिखा है. अब sale का entry कर लेते हैं. How many units you have sold? 2,500 into 25 cash. 5,000 into 32.50 credit. Yes. So 2,500 into 25 memory में डालो. 5,000 into 32.5 भी memory में डालो. 2,25,000. 2,25,000 earth account debit to consignment. Earth account debit to consignment. Bracket में से. Bracket में से. चले आगे. Is my speed fine? Goods sent, my expense, consignee's expense, goods sent का loading and sale by. Sale का loading reverse मत करना because that is the profit. I am sending you in 100, you are going to sell in 125, that's the profit. Closing stock and purchase, only two loadings will be reversed. Now, there is no abnormal loss, normal loss, goods in transit is not there. Let us take commission now. To consignee, commission 5% on sales, 2,25,000 into 5%. 11,250. 11,250. Nice and clear to all of you. चलें आगे और बस that's it. So it's time now to calculate the closing stock because we have sent 10,000 units. Out of that, 7,500 units are sold and there is no normal loss, no abnormal loss. कुछ भी नहीं है. Normal loss means reduce the quantity. Abnormal loss means quantity cost दोनों reduce करो. Now closing stock. Closing stock, our routine method, particular, units, cost. It's a foolproof method. Chalo. Cost of goods. Don't take invoice price. Closing stock is at cost. ठीक है? तो cost के साथ ले लो. Loading कैसे करना है? I'll tell you. 10,000. We are sending at 2 lakh. Plus expense of consignor. Expense of consignor. कंसाइनर का एक्सपेंस कितना है हमने अभी लिया था 47,500 प्लस expense of consignee. I'm not doing any total here because there's nothing lost. And consignee selected expense we will take. I want all of you to write in bracket. Unloading plus clearing charges plus carriage inward. That's it. Storage वगैरह मत डालो. Storage और वो सब मत डालो. 9,800. 9,800. All clear to all of you? So total cost of goods received 10,000. $257,300. 257,300. Now 10,000 में से 7,500 units are sold in cash and credit. So what is the closing stock remaining? 2,500. So 10,000 units का cost इतना है, 2,500 का कितना? 2,500 into 257,300 divided by 10,000. 64,325. Tell me, is there any technical thing or tough thing in this? But we need to add the closing stock reserve or loading. This is the closing stock at cost 100. अब इसमें loading और profit मिलाओ और calculate करो invoice पे. I'll tell you the reason. You just write the working clarity के साथ. 64,325 into 25 divided by 100. Loading का equation हमने बनाया था ना, it's 25% on cost. 25% on cost. Okay, not the total cost, sorry. Not the total cost, not this way. You can't add loading on expenses and all this. Loading Loading will be only on the cost of the goods. I hope you are getting. Expenses may we are not adding the profit. Only the cost of the goods we will add the loading. So 2,500 units are sent at 25. 2,500 units are sent at 25. 62,500 is the invoice price. Can we minus the loading in this? Loading minus कर सकते हैं, कितना है equation, and can we get the cost? Cost की जरूरत नहीं है, just we need the loading in the invoice price. Cost is 100, loading is 25, invoice price is 125. 62,500 into 25 divided by 125. 12,500. 50,000. आराम से करो, लिखो और बोलो कोई डाउट है तो. Anyone in the class is having doubt, then I will re-explain, please. 12,500 loading add karo. And what is the invoice price of closing stock? 76,825. 76,825. Please write it. I will re-explain everything. 25 में 5 rupees loading है, वैसे भी कर सकते थे. One more method is there. That also I'll explain. Yeah. Please, all of you come here. See. We have sent 10,000 goods at 2 lakh. Expenses of consigner. Expenses of consigning. You can't add 25% profit on here because expense mein you can't have profit or loading. Loading is only in the cost. So 10,000 का cost इतना है, 2,500 का cost कितना? So you got this. 64,325. Everyone is clear? Now 64,325. One second. One second. 10,000 goods are sent at 25. 25 is the invoice price. Because here we have taken 2,50,000 as the goods sent and 50,000 as loading. So this is already including 2,500. 10,000 का cost itna, so 2,500 का kitna. Done. Now, how much is the loading now? 2,500. Okay, correct. 2,500 when we have sent for 25. 25 may include hai na? These goods are sent at 25 invoice price. Correct only. 62,500 is the invoice price of the closing stock, which is 125. So 125 में 20 loading है, तो invoice price में कितना loading है? We have reversed. So we are getting 12,500. Okay, right. Please write down the working to you. Okay, is the closing stock working clear? Only one thing we have added, dear students. 5 बार revise करो, आपको clear हो जाएगा. 10,000 goods I have with my 10,000 goods with you, they are at loading. In that, profit should be reversed. No closing stock you can't have at invoice price. So we are reversing 12,500. So someone may be having doubt, ma'am, for 50 le lo na. But proportionate consigner and consignee's expense till the goods reach the godown of the consignment to lena hai. So we are taking that also. Okay. So let us take up this as a very clear concept here. Closing stock. How much should be my closing stock now? Goods which are sent on the consignment, including the loading, are 76,825 and reverse the loading. Buy goods sent on consignment or you buy closing stock, 76,825. Write down. लोडिंग के साथ, प्रॉफिट के साथ. Why I have added profit? Because here I have taken it at cost and not loading. अगर यही लोडिंग के साथ ले लेते तो फिर तो माइनस करना पड़ता. And now this side. 2. Consignment stock reserve account. How much? 12,500. Working note 2. Calculate the profit, dear students. I'll make some extra accounts and explain something more also on this. 50,000 plus 2,25,000 plus 76,825. 351,825. 351,825 minus 2,50,000. Are you all calculating? Speed is important in exam, dear students. आप भी माइनस करो. आपका नेट प्रॉफिट कितना आ रहा है प्रोजेक्ट से? 4,325 is the net profit which you will transfer to PM. Completed. I will explain what new I have done in this problem. Chalo. Clear to all of you? Goods sent at invoice price 250 minus 50. ये नया किया हमने. Can you all please put a star mark here? Goods are not sent at 10,000 into 20 at cost. They are sent at invoice price and loading is reversed. Closing stock is at invoice price, loading is reversed. Only few new entries. This same problem we have done earlier also. Okay. We are doing more problems with loading. But is this problem clear or not to all of you? पूछो किसी को कोई भी डाउट है तो. Only 2 loadings I have adjusted. एक बस 2 loading ऐड किए हमने. Yeah. Working note 2 please write down first. पहले कुछ मिस हो गया तो लिख लो. I'll re-explain. If you have not written anything, write down. Cost of the goods, 10,000 units. 2 lakh. I am taking it at cost, not 2 lakh 50. I am taking it at cost. Now, consignors full expense. Consignees only non-recurring one-time expense till the goods reach your godown. So 10,000 units cost is 257. So 2,500 ka kitna? This is a routine problem. 64,325. Yahan tak to we have already done 15 problems. Now, this cost of the goods is 64,325, but we don't want the closing stock at cost. We want it at invoice price and we want to reverse the loading. So now, what is loading? Cost of the goods, 10,000 units, 2 lakh. So 2,000 units ka cost kitna hai? 2,000 units ka cost kitna hai? 2,500 ka. 2,500 units at 20. 10,000 units at 20. So 2,500 units at 20 comes to how much? 50,000. But I have added in this profit 125 loading, that is 12,500, and I have sent you in 62,500. So I want to reverse the loading. Loading I am reversing in cost. Instead of taking the goods at 50,000, I want to write 62,500 and 12,500 on debit side. Then you may be worried, ma'am, if this is 62, then why this is 64? Are consignors, consignees, proportionate expense also will be added? No. Now is it clear? Can you put me a message because this is little technical? Aise karo. 2,500 goods I am giving you at cost. But my all the stock with you is at 25. So 2,520 mein 5 profit 25. Directly also you can work out 2,500 into 5. Ma'am, 12,500 is loading. One way, second way, third way. Jitne ways likhna hai likh lo. Exam mein ki likhna. Now is it clear? Ma'am, if loading is 12,500, we can write 62,500 and 12,500 here. But 62,500 is only cost of the stock. What about consignors expense and consignees expense? Now is it clear? And keep patience. We are working out more problems for this. Is working note 2 very clear now? Yes? Chalo, right. Thank you. Aage karte hain. 19th problem. 19th problem we are doing right now. Ajay of Mumbai consigned to Vijay of Delhi goods at invoice price, which represents 125% of cost. Indicator in your mind. Equation is this. 125 invoice price, 2,500. Vijay is entitled to commission, 25% of any excess realized over invoice price. Matlab overriding commission bhi hai. Expenses, freight, insurance, Ajay ne diya. Account sales shows Vijay has sales amounting to 1 lakh. 75% goods he has sold. Selling expenses are reimbursed. Vijay has not, the consignee has not incurred any on-road expense. Selling expense. We will reimburse you, but we will not take it in anything else. An insurance company paid 12,000 net. Some 10% goods are lost. 10% of the consignment of goods value of 12,500 were lost. Okay? 12,500 ke goods are lost. An insurance company paid 12,000. Vijay remits the amount, prepare consignment account. Before we do 19th problem, अरे keep patience. आपको अभी तक सब समझ में आया ना? Stock भी आएगा. थोड़ा practice के लिए time दो. As a teacher, even I have experienced, it takes time. Sorry, before we go to the next one, can we please go back and complete this? Earth, you have sold 225 goods. Against that, we will reimburse you expenses. We will reimburse you commission and remaining closing balance. Sorry, remaining you pay by bank. खत्म कर दो इसको. कितना आ रहा है इसको क्लोज करो. हम क्लोज करना भूल गए थे. 1,37,500. 1,37,500 क्लोज करो. All right. This time also we have to close. So in the books of Ajay, Vijay in consignment with Ajay or Baki fir calculations. Okay. Chalo. So let us take up right now this problem number 19. Problem number 19 करते हैं साथ में with invoice price. In the books of Ajay. In the books of Ajay, consignment with Vijay account. We have consignment with X, Y, Z, Sanjay, Vijay, Dhananjay, सबके साथ है. We'll have to prepare one account, no, properly. And in the books of Ajay, Vijay's account also we will prepare. Vijay's account also we will prepare. I'll tell you one problem yesterday I have solved. Uska journal entries are also there in your material. If you practice one journal entries for the same problem, T format, you will do a good practice. Chalo. Equation is so clear. Ajay has sent the goods at invoice price, which represents 100 plus 25, 125. Mark this equation. Vijay is entitled to commission 10% on sales, 25%. Now, the expenses on freight and insurance by Ajay are given. Account sales shows that Vijay has affected the sales. Oh, and his selling expenses are reimbursed. You know, the beautiful part of this problem is goods sent is only not given. वही working note करना पड़ेगा. But format तो clear है ना? Goods sent on consignment. Immediately buy goods sent on consignment loading. Ma'am, ये क्या लिखा रहे हैं? This is not given in the problem. How many goods Ajay has sent to Vijay? We will calculate. But can you please write it? Next is consignors expense by bank. या ऐसे ही लिखो. Please write like this with fill in the blanks. Consignors expense are 10,000. Consignee has sold. By Vijay account debit. Sales. Sales is 1 lakh. Sales is 1 lakh. One lakh is the sales. And 75% of goods are sold. Selling expenses are reimbursed 8,000 to Vijay. To Vijay account selling expense. As they have given the data, I am writing. Our expense we have written to bank. Vijay, you have incurred selling expense. We will reimburse you. Sure, Vijay, we will reimburse you by consignment bracket mein expenses. 10% of consignment stock of 12,500 were destroyed in fire at the Delhi godown of consignee. All right, now we go to working note 1. Raste mein there is no loss. 10% is abnormal loss in consignees godown. Write down all of you. It's a very easy problem. Language थोड़ा इधर उधर घुमा के दे दिया. 10% is abnormal loss in consignees godown. 10% is abnormal loss in consignees godown. 12,500 is the cost. 12,500 is the cost. Then can we say goods sent 100% is equal to kitna? 10% goods lost is 12,500. So what I have sent you the goods will be 100%. So goods sent on consignment 12,500 into 100 divided by 10, 1,25,000 cost. Okay, this 1 second, 10% of consignment goods of the value 12,000 were destroyed in the godown. This is invoice price, not cost. Invoice price. आपके गोडाउन में तो invoice price पे ही आएंगे ना? Yeah. Read that line again, fourth line. 10% of consignment stock of 12,500 were destroyed in fire. Abnormal loss in consignees go down at invoice price. So 100% goods which I have sent, kitna hoga? See, dear students, I have sent and you have received. Raste mein there is no loss, no abnormal loss, nothing. I have sent and you have received. So 12,500. 1 second. So goods sent on the debit side are coming 1,25,000. Reference number working note 1. 1,25,000 reference number working note 1. Can we take the loading now? Working note 2. Loading in goods sent on consignment. Are you all with me? बहुत स्लो कर रही हूं मैं, आप लोग वर्किंग लिख रहे हैं या नहीं? हाँ, illustration 6 of study material. This is loading in the goods sent on the consignment. कैसे करना है? Cost if 100, loading is 25, invoice price is 125. Cost if 100, loading is 25, invoice price is 125. Goods which are sent on consignment 125. 125 के गुड्स आपके पास हैं. In that, how much was be the loading? 151, understand? 125 में 25, तो इसमें कितना? 25. तो 1 lakh goods का cost है. Those who don't know how to calculate this 25, 125 में 25 is loading. So 1,25,000 में कितना? Cross multiply. 125 में 25 loading, 1,25,000 में कितना? चलो. Why do I need the loading? When I'm writing 125 on this side, I have to reverse 25,000 reference number working note 2. 125 invoice price on this side loading. Closing stock, reverse the loading. Abhi this time abnormal loss is there. Uska bhi loading reverse karna padega. Abnormal loss you have to write, bring it on cost. I'm doing it. Clear? Sure. Please don't say, ma'am, we will do consignment without loading it. Chhod denge. Mat chodo. Easy hai. It needs repeated practice and it's my duty to make you do practice also in class. Abnormal loss. Cost. Loading. Invoice price. How much is the invoice price? 125 में 2500. Equation तो clear है ना? So 12,500 is lost in your godown. 12,500 into 25 divided by 125. 2,500 cost is 10,000. Done. Cost is 10,000. ठीक है? Now, abnormal loss goods का cost 10,000. Write down. Shall we add consignor's expense? Goods are lost in the godown of consignee. So consignor's expense तो लगेगा ना? Yes. Will we take consignor's expense or not? 10,000 का 10%, 1,000, 11,000. Now someone may be having doubt, ma'am, 10% कैसे आया? Dear students, 125 goods sent, 12,500 is abnormal loss. 10%. I have sent you 125. Problem 10 बार पढ़ो. 10% abnormal loss is only 12,500. So consignor's expense total are 10,000. 10% abnormal loss को भी bear करना पड़ेगा. 11,000. इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से कुछ है नहीं है. Insurance company paid 12,000. Okay. Net of salvage, insurance company is paying 12,000 to them. ये तो प्रॉफिट आ गया. Abnormal loss ही है आपका 11,000 and insurance company is giving you 12,000. So abhi to we will write abnormal loss and close it. I hope you all remember something very basic. Abnormal loss is always written at cost. How much is the cost of abnormal loss? 11,000. Those who feel, ma'am, we want to write loading के साथ, फिर loading reverse करना पड़ेगा. Can you say to insurance company, मेरे ना ये देखो, can you say to insurance company, मेरे ना 100 rupees के goods जिनको मैं 125 में sell करती थी less हो गया. Insurance company में से sale तो नहीं हुआ ना, we will reimburse you only 100. So please remember, losses are always calculated at cost, not at invoice price. Working note 3 is clear. Abnormal loss ka cost is 10,000. Consignor's expense. Anyone in the class is confused? Why didn't I take consignee's expense 8,000? Because they are related to sales. Abnormal loss mein you cannot add selling expense. Only non-recurring expense. Done. 11,000. Now, Vijay remitted the balance and prepare the consignment account. Now it's time to calculate the commission we will pay to Vijay. Commission. This time commission are 2-3 types. So I am making working note 3 for commission. Working note 3 for commission. Vijay has sold how many goods? 75%. Oh, working note 3 तो abnormal loss है. Sorry. इसको लेके आ जाओ working note 3. Please write working note reference clearly. Working note 4 लिखो. Working note 4 लिखो. Working note 4. Commission. Commission is given in the very first line. 10% on sales at invoice price. Normal commission 10% on the sales of 1 lakh, that is 10,000. Clear? विजय इज एंटाइटल्ड टू अ कमीशन ऑफ बहुत सारा लैंग्वेज इसमें ट्रिक है, इसीलिए ये स्टडी मटेरियल के प्रॉब्लम क्लास में करना is a challenge. Still we are doing, read it if you want. Second line. Vijay is entitled to a commission of 10% on the sales at invoice price. Okay. And 25% of any excess realized over invoice price. Oh, not like this. This is not sold at invoice price. No. We'll calculate normal commission, but पहले invoice price और पूरा करना पड़ेगा. Sorry, please cancel. The language is little tricky, no? How many goods we have sent? Goods sent at invoice price. Goods sent at invoice price 125. 125 के goods भेजे. 75% sold at invoice price. Agar, if you would have sold it at invoice price, 125 goods, language देखो, 125 goods I'm sending at invoice price. If this is sold, 75% goods are sold at invoice price, it should have been sold at 93,750. Sale at invoice price. But actual sales is 1 lakh. Surplus sales over and above the decided selling price, you have realized 6250. Write it. I am pausing for you, dear students. आप लिखो, मैं यहीं पे हूँ, क्या डाउट है पूछो. लिखो भी, डाउट पूछो भी, सब करो. कोई भी डाउट है तो पूछो, बट पहले अच्छे से लिख लो. कैंसिल व्हाट आई हैड रिटन अर्लियर प्लीज, बिकॉज देयर इज अ लैंग्वेज फ्लॉ इन दिस. Goods are sent at invoice price 1,25,000. Okay. 75% of goods are sold at invoice price. That's given. The language says 75% is sold. So 93,750 में बेच दो, including profit. But actual sales were 1 lakh. You took effort consignee and sold it at surplus sales. Now, normal commission. Normal commission is 10% on normal selling price, 9375. And overriding commission is always paid on surplus 6250 into 25%. 6250 into 25%. 1563. So total commission is 9375 plus 1563, 10,938. Can you all please put me a message all clear? आप problem का language पढ़ो, illustration 6 से आपके material का. It's a challenge to do these study material problems. Goods are invoiced at 125. Invoice price is selling price. 75% if they are sold, sell at 93,750. But you are too great. 1 lakh में बेच दिए. So on surplus sales, 25% overriding commission. And on normal sales, this is the commission. On surplus sale, this is the commission. 10,938. All clear? Chalo, write down. 10,938. Vijay, we will reimburse you the commission. 10,938. Next. That's it. चलो अभी एक बार क्लोजिंग स्टॉक तो कर रहे हैं. आप देखो, goods sent, reverse the loading, consigners expense, consignees expense, sales. As soon as we write sales, commission. And abnormal loss में actually there is profit, but that all profit goes to your main P&L account. So I'll give a note for this. The only thing pending is closing stock. For that, working note 5. Working note 5 for the closing stock. Working note 5. Closing stock. Now see, you must be wondering, ma'am, closing stock के units कितने हैं? Either units will be given out percentage, 100% goods sent. Are you all writing with me? 75% sold, 10% abnormal loss, destroyed by fire. तो balance closing stock कितना आया? 15%. Ma'am, why you are doing like this? Because number of units is not given, dear. 10,000 units I am sending, 7,500 you have sold. That language is missing. Units नहीं है तो हम percentage ले रहे. I can't say how much you will enjoy costing in CA Inter if you know consignment account. Accounts तो है exactly. इसके बड़े भाई का नाम है branch accounting. Is percentage clear? So 15% closing stock is there right now. Okay. Now closing stock, we'll write below this. Chalo. Closing stock at invoice price. एक काम करते हैं ना, कॉस्ट से लिख लेते हैं. Total goods at invoice price. Total goods at invoice price 125 plus consigners expense. Consigner के expense 10,000. कंसाइनी के तो कोई एक्सपेंस नहीं है. टोटल गुड्स का वैल्यू है 135. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक इज इक्वल टू 15% ऑफ 135. कितना आ रहा है? 1,35,000 का 15% is in stock. But this is at invoice price, तो लोडिंग भी रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक रिवर्स. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक का लोडिंग भी रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा. You can take the goods at cost and then also add the loading as I taught you in previous problem. And this way also you can do. Invoice price is 125, consignor's expense. So 15% of this is there in stock. So loading be 15% hoga na in 125. One second. In 125, the loading is 25%. तो उसका 125 का 15% ही बाकी है ना अभी तो आपके पास 125 का 15% ही बाकी है ना आपके पास 18,750 into 25 divide by 125 will be the loading. 3750. 3750 closing stock reserve minus होगा. So you will get closing stock at cost. Though we don't need cost. अब पूरा working लिखो. I know many of you are getting stuck at the closing stock. Rest all the working is clear. I'll explain. आप लोग वर्किंग नोट लिखो प्लीज आई एम वेटिंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू सो दैट देन आई कैन क्लियर योर डाउट चलो I'll make you understand. Total cost of the goods at invoice price are 125. Total consignor's expense are 10,000. So total goods sent, including consignor's expense is 135. Out of that, 15% is stock or 15% तो clear है. So closing stock 2250. पता है एग्जाम में if you're running short of time and last 5-10 minutes are left, पहले ही 2250 यहाँ लिख लेना चाहिए. 2250 so that you get marks because they look at the main answer. Okay, come here. 2250 तक clear है. Now 1,25,000 goods में 15% are in closing stock 18,750 and in 18,750 into 25 by 125 these are at invoice price 125 invoice price उसका 15% भी invoice price. So in 18,750 into 25 divided by 125, loading is 125, 125. So in invoice price, the loading is into 25 by 125. Loading should be minused and deducted from this. Loading should be deducted from this. Clear? 2250, 3750. Please write and complete. I'll tell you one more way. If you're not understanding this, there is one more way. And if it is clear, please give me a message. Closing stock reserve working note 5. And now calculate your profit very quickly. Profit करके इसको खत्म करो. खत्म क्या बोल दिया? स्क्रीन ही रुक गई. वन नोट ही बंद हो गया. इतना बुरा लग गया. अरे wait. Yeah, here we go. Please tally all of you. Calculate the profit. I'll explain closing stock with one more way also. And if this is clear, tell me clear, ma'am. $381,250 is the total. Oh. इस साइड का टोटल भी ज्यादा है डेबिट साइड तो लॉस आएगा 1,25,000 प्लस 10,000 plus 8,000 plus 10,938 plus 3,750. One lakh 25,000 plus 10,000 plus 8,000 plus 10,938 plus 3,750. 157,688 is total. In this consignment, we are incurring loss. Loading is 25,000. अगर आपने भी एक जीरो ज्यादा लगाया तो चेंज कर दो. 1,25,000 goods are sent, and in that the loading is 25,000. Minus 25, minus 1 lakh, minus 11,000, minus 2,250. 1,438 by P&L account bracket is loss. Please tally the consignment account. Closing stock एक और मैंने बताती हूँ. For how many of you it is clear? Can you put me a message C for clear कि closing stock समझ में आया? आप कॉस्ट से भी किए तो लोडिंग ऐड तो करना पड़ेगा ना. Finish writing, I am waiting. ये लिखना हो गया. And are you honestly writing or not? Let us close consignee's expense. Out of 1 lakh sales, Vijay, take your expense, take your commission, take your expense, take your commission, and give us check or khatam karo. They said balance proceeds are received. To receive the balancing figure and close it. Vijay, you have sold the goods of 1 lakh minus 8,000 minus 10,938. 81,062. Khatam karo. Thank you so much that it is clear. Still, 81 aa gaya sabko? 81,062 and close? Yeah. Please come here for the closing stock. If you want, you can take the cost of the closing stock. Cost of closing stock is 1 lakh. 15% baki hai. 10,000. Consigner's expense 10,000. Uska bhi 15% lenge. 1,500. 11,500 is the cost. 11,500 is the cost. अब लोडिंग तो ऐड करना ही पड़ेगा. लोडिंग इज 10,000 into 25%. This time it's 25 by 100 because loading is on cost. So 2,500. One lakh 25,000 में 25. So 1 lakh का 15% is in stock. All right. 15% is 15,000. Sorry. और 10,000 expense का भी 15%, 15. So this is 16,500. अब कोई doubt? 1 lakh के 15% goods आपके पास पड़े हैं. Consigners expense का 15% उसमें ऐड करो. Cost is 16,500. अब लोडिंग तो लगाना पड़ेगा ना. So loading will be on 15,000 into 25%. 15,000 cost का 25%. Loading 3,750. आ गया same loading. Are you all getting same loading? And other loading, I think this method is more easy. I want all of you to write option 2. Option 2. मुझे तो ये ज्यादा easy लग रहा है. Invoice price of closing stock. 3,750 plus 16,500, 20,250. बोलो. 20,250. My 1 lakh goods at cost 15% आपके पास है. Consigners expense 15%. Cost is 16,500. But in cost loading के साथ 2250 we will write here. Ma'am 2250 here or 3750 here. 16,500 ही आया ना? ठीक है. चलो. Yeah. Please make sure कि आप लोग इसको याद रखें. Can I please ask all of you to do star mark in the problems with the loading? Goods sent का loading and closing stock का loading you have to reverse. And abnormal loss में gain and all will go to your normal P&L account. So we are not writing it here. कि मैम इंश्योरेंस कंपनी कितना दे रही है and क्या. But one thing you should remember, एक बाद में booster notes तो लिखेंगे. Abnormal losses always calculated at cost. At cost, never at invoice price. आप imagine तो करो. Why an insurance company will reimburse you at invoice price? Isn't it like very sick? कोई क्यों आपको reimburse करेगा? चलो, we started little late, so one more problem we will take and then we will wind up. That is with the trading account. One second. No? Trading account I will do. I'll need one more class for that. Trading account के साथ वाले problem I'll do it in the next class, dear students. आपने कल के homework नहीं किए हैं तो कर लो. One second. These are all with the trading accounts now, so I want to do it in the next class. In fact, it's very easy with the trading account, but then करेंगे अगली बार. Twenty-third problem we are doing now. One or two problems I am leaving because they have a trading account. वो concept हम next class में करेंगे. 23rd problem करते हैं अभी. Twenty-third problem. Yes. D of Delhi appointed. D of Delhi. I've left problems in between because they have a trading account. D of Delhi appointed A of Agra as its selling agent. Goods are sold at invoice price or over. Goods are sold at invoice price or over. One second. Invoice price पे तो सेल करना है और उसके ऊपर करना है. A is entitled to commission 7.5% on invoice price, 20%. Exactly same what we have done. Principal has drawn a bill also. 1,000 cycles were consigned at 640 freight and invoice price 800. March 38, A met the acceptance, sold off 820 cycles. Super! अरे we supplied you कि आप 800 में बेचो, आप तो 930 में सेल कर रहे. So we'll give you overriding commission. Selling expenses are given. Exactly same problem what I have done now. 23rd problem. 20 of unsold bicycles are at shops and they were to be depreciated. Yeah, कभी पड़े stock की value कम भी हो जाती है. Show by means of ledger account how these transactions would be recorded in the books of A. ठीक है? In the books of A, you have to make all the ledgers. सब लेजर्स बनाएंगे एक ही बुक्स में, ठीक है। फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ क्लोजिंग इन्वेंट्री विथ ए टू बी रिकॉर्डेड इन द बुक्स ऑफ डी। Who is the agent of whom? D of Delhi appointed A of Agra as agent. और आपको किसकी बुक्स में पूछे हैं? By means of ledger, how these transactions would be recorded in the books of A of Agra. Oh, they've asked you to write in the books of A of Agra. Find out the value of the closing inventory with A. A, who is a consignee, to be recorded in the books of D at cost. थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा प्रॉब्लम, मतलब the problem is simple, but they have asked you all the details. ठीक है, चलो, we'll do it. कैलकुलेशन ही करना है ना सिर्फ. In the books of D of Delhi, consignment account नहीं बनाना है. In the books of A, consignee, D's account you have to prepare, and closing inventory you have to calculate. All right, we will do it. And loading का equation ही दे दिया है. 640 is cost and 800 is the selling price. 23rd problem शुरू करते हैं. हेडिंग लिखो, अकाउंटिंग इन बुक्स ऑफ कंसाइनी डी. कंसाइनी का नाम क्या है? डी. चलो जल्दी से, मेक इट लिटिल क्विक. लास्ट वन फॉर टुडे. अकाउंटिंग इन द बुक्स ऑफ कंसाइनी. इन द बुक्स ऑफ कंसाइनी is in the books of consignee, A is the consignee, no? D's account. D's account. Who is D? Consigner. In the books of A. कंसाइनी के बुक्स में कंसाइनर का अकाउंट बनाना है. तो बिल्स पेएबल भी बनेगा, बिकॉज उन्होंने तो बिल्स पेएबल भी एक्सेप्ट किया है. और इन्वेंट्री कैलकुलेशन दे हैव आस्क्ड, so that also we will do. All working note में we will calculate the commission. Now read the problem again. A is entitled to a commission of 7.5% and all. 1,000 bicycles were sent. 1,000 bicycles were sent at a cost of 640, including freight also. Okay, whatever I was saying was not clear. 1 second. Sorry, please. Listen. Write down all working note what I am writing. 1,000 bicycles are sent. 640 cost. 800 selling price. Is it clear? 1,000 bicycles are sent. 640 cost. 800 selling price. Now, total invoice price of bicycles I have sent you is 8 lakhs. I have 8 lakhs risk with the consignee. Consignee, 8 lakhs ka 80% bills payable I am drawing. It's given in the problem. Bills payable is drawn at 80%, 640. Bills receivable. So you accept the bills payable. For us, bills receivable to consignee. For you, consigner debit. Who is consigner by D's account? 6,40,000. Reference number working note 1. And this is paid on due date. You have paid 6,40,000. Bills payable you have paid. Or D को भी debit करो. D's account debit to bills payable. How you are going to pay to D? D को pay करना है ना? Who are you now this time for this problem? Consignee. So 640 you have to pay to D and you have paid by bank. I know it is little haphazard, the language, but easy about problem. Now, actually 820 cycles are sold at 930. Now we will do working note 2 for commission. Working note 2 for commission. Actual sales. 820 bicycles are sold. 820 bicycles are sold at 930. Please calculate. I'm reading everything. If you're writing with me, you will follow. 820 bicycles are sold at 930. Whereas what was the normal selling price decided? Normal selling price decided is 820 bicycles sell at 800. आपको मैंने पहले ही लिखाया है कॉस्ट 640 नॉर्मल सेलिंग प्राइस इज 800 820 into 800 656. How much is the surplus sales? See, base level, you remember the very first class I taught you the commission. If that is clear, this is going to be clear. $820 units are sold at 930. 820 at 800. So how much is extra? 1 lakh 0. Now please read the language of the commission once again. The very first line. A is entitled to normal commission. Normal commission 7.5% on the normal sales. 656 ka 7.5%. And surplus sale 106600 ka 20%. 6,56,000 ka normal sales ka 7.5%. I told you to sell on 800. On 800, I'll give you this commission. Over and above that, whatever is sold, 106600 into 20%. 21,320 plus 49,200. 70,530. 70,530. Total commission. Anyone in the class is having doubt? Enough of conceptual problem also we have done. Actual selling price minus normal selling price, surplus sales पे calculate करना है. 70,530. 70,530 commission will come from there. 520, sorry. to commission. Commission is your income. And D is going to give you commission. D is going to give you commission. 70,520. Now, should we record actual sales? Yera. Actual sales figure is ready. Actual sales, because you have realized the money. By cash, bank, nothing they said. So don't take by datas. By datas matlo. Actual sales. 762. Exactly same account I'll prepare. In D's book, A's account. You know, we write consignment credit and A debit, वैसे 762, 600. Okay. इसके अलावा, if you have incurred any expense, you will get reimbursement of the expense. Cash में how much expense is incurred? By the consignee, 12,000. Exactly opposite account we are preparing. If you want, I'll make and show. 2 minutes it will take. That's all. Bank balancing figure. पहले इसको close कर लो. 762 600 minus 640 minus 72 520 minus 12,500. $39,580. Listen, dear students, I have sold 762 goods. In that, my commission, my expense, and my bills payable I am adjusting, and I will give you a check of 39,580. Is this clear? Bills payable to one line. It is clear. Working note 1 and 2. Now working note 3 for inventory. और उसके पहले abnormal loss भी है. Read the last line. 20 unsold cycles were spoiled. Unsold cycle were soft spoiled. ठीक है. Abnormal loss. Abnormal loss. 20 bicycles. How many bicycles we have sent? 1,000 at 640. Out of that, 20 of unsold bicycles were shop spoiled. So 20 bicycles. $12,800. And they said they were valued at, depreciated at 50%. Cost. Market value इसकी 50% हो गई है, 6,400. They have asked you कि जो भी spoiled condition में inventory है आपके पास, 20 of unsold, they are still not sold. So abnormal loss. Unsold bicycle. उनकी वैल्यू कितनी है? 6,000. And good bicycles. Now, working note 4. Nowhere to write. Inventory will never be written in the books of consignee. Goods sent ही नहीं लिखा, inventory क्या लिखेंगे? Please make sure you read and come. This is always I do like this in the first class. It's concept. Second is easy. Third again concept. Trading account is very easy. But you revise. If you have any doubt in this, you can ask me tomorrow. अच्छा, inventory करेंगे. How many bicycles are sent now? Total 1,000. Cycle sent 1,000. Sold. How many are sold? Yera. आपने लिखा ना नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स सोल्ड 820, बैलेंस 180, unsold, damaged, 20 units are damaged, so 160 are closing stock good units. Write down 1000 cycle we have sent, 820 are sold, 180 is the balance, unsold 20, 160. Excuse me. 160. ठीक है, closing stock units are clear. One 160 units at 640. 160 units at 640 including freight and damaged, but है तो अभी stock में ही ना, damaged are still in stock 20 units. They are at 6,400. Total closing stock 108,800. Super. सिर पैर बिना का problem. The problem is super easy. Consignors, expense, consignee and transit and lost and all is not there. But the quality is too good. And call me if you get ma'am out of the way study material. पीछे एक problem था जो आपने क्लास में पढ़ कर आया और वो ही एग्जाम में आया. ऐसे ही है problems. At least for consignment. Take your time. Any of you is having doubt in working note 2? 1000 bicycles I sent, 820 sold and 20 are still with you in damage. 160 good units and 20 damaged are 50%. उसको अलग से वैल्यू करके रखा है. So this is your closing stock. And actual sales, normal sales, commission calculation. और बाकी तो easy है. Yeah, D's account I want to say. In our books, in the books of DA's account will be exactly opposite of this, no? Yeah, 762 will come debit side to sales, and then all expenses and commission and bills payable on the credit side, and balancing figure you will receive. 100% challenge I am giving कि 23rd problem आपको समझ में आना चाहिए और नहीं आया है तो when I start the 4th class tell me. Tomorrow we just need time to complete this. Take one more homework for today. Yesterday I have given you 2 homeworks with answer. चलो एक और homework करो आप. ट्वेंटी फोर्थ प्रॉब्लम नहीं, 24 तो लास्ट ही है ना, वो तो हम करेंगे कर. 20th problem. 20th problem is homework. Nothing I am explaining. Just do it and share your answers with me tomorrow. Okay? Anyone is having any doubt? Working note अच्छे से देखो. Opposite account के please if I miss out remind me. Journal entries and the accounting in consignees book. 1 or 2 more problems are there. Study material वो करेंगे, नहीं है तो I'll show you the study material on screen and I will discuss without fail. If I miss out, you ask me. Thank you so much. Bye bye all of you.